Well, good afternoon, good morning. Well, actually, it's nighttime on the beach here in Southern California currently, about 64 degrees. Wind coming from the south, off the ocean from the Queen Mary. Oh, it's about 5 miles an hour. Anyway, series 2 in this blog, advice from a struggling actor. Hope everybody is well. I'm kind of rambling on, but I told my friend in San Francisco, hey, I'm going to do this just for grins and giggles. And she asked me, how did I get started in the business? Well, or how does anyone get started in business? Gee, I really don't know. Got a little bit of advice, but me personally, I'm a radio guy. I did not want this beautiful face to be on camera. No, I wanted to be in behind the mic in the studios doing late night rock and roll, classic rock and roll, no popular music. But anyway, let's talk about getting started. In Hollywood, it's a wee bit easier than any other place, but when you're like in Chicago or whatever, you have to look for casting notices someplace. Some places like Craigslist. You got to talk to advertising companies, see if they're doing infomercials. By the way, if you're in the Midwest, being an audience member in an infomercial is a great way to get started. Believe me, you got to get on set. You got to learn what's going on, what the terminology is. But there's a couple websites that are great across the country to give you advice. If you want to start out as an extra, that's fine, or an actor. Actorsaccess.com, extrasaccess.com. Now, for me, like I said, I came back out here in California. I told a buddy of mine, see if he can line up some meetings for some voiceover work that I can talk to someone about. Well, he's lazy. He goes, and he's in Long Beach, California, where I'm currently at. He says, I couldn't get you any voiceover auditions, but hey, I got you working 13 days on the set of a movie called AI. AI is artificial intelligence. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. It was shot in Long Beach. Actually, the Flesh Fair was shot in Long Beach, and that's where they blow up all the robots. That's where I got my start in the Spruce Goose Stone. So I'm on location and I'm just freaking out. Hey man, this is cool. This is easy work. And we'll talk about the long days later. But I was saying, hey man, how do I get more work? Well, I'm on location asking these guys, and I'm listening to a whole bunch of guys talking about what they've been on, who they know. And when they say they know the people that actually operates the extras casting company, the principals. But of course, gee, they can't have favorites, whatever. So it was all a bunch of ego massage. And then I went in the corner, said hello to a guy. He's sitting down with his guitar, and he says, "How do you plan to get more work?" And I says, "Well, gee, I don't know." So we started networking, and that's the main thing. You find out what people are doing, what resources they're using to look for work and to get work. Bottom line, if you want to get started, if you're in Southern California, there is a book. It's called Extra Works for Brain Surgeon. It's about 25 bucks. It is a godsend. And even more now, it's a godsend because now they have this thing in California. It's a new labor law, AB 1319. And AB 1319 says, by the way, I can't ask you for money to register with me to look for work. So they can't ask you for any money up front. They can't ask you for money for pictures. They can't ask you to register money to register with the service. They can't ask you for money for anything. We have jobs. We employ you. Guess what? All you have to do is sign up. Okay. So the great way to start is if you're in Hollywood with that book, Extra Work for Brain Surgeon. We're getting to the 5 o'clock, or actually a 5 minute mark here, so we're going to cut it off right now. Thank you, folks. Hey, we're just going to talk about getting started and working in Hollywood. And by the way, you notice the lighting is better. Hey, got two lights on now. Okay, you guys can take the rest of the day off.